Well, hello internets, here we are. A little bit of a later spring 2020 walk around of the Jayco jayfeather Sport. Now I forget if this is the 195 or the 185 model, but well, what you see is what she is. I don't believe I ever really did a walk around, a complete walk around on this here trailer when I first got it, because, well, that was when my life started to change and things became real chaotic. Well, fast forward a couple of years, almost, and here it sits in a storage unit. I never thought I'd ever pay somebody a month money to store an RV, especially with the yard that I once had. However, you know, things change. Well, doing a walk around on the trailer, there's no obvious signs of damage. There's no, vandalism marks or damage from hailstones or anything like that. Windows are all intact. That one tire might be a little on the soft side, or it might be just, well, sunk into the ground a touch, but that's understandable. This trailer here was manufactured in 98, so it's got a little bit of vintage to it by some trailer standards nowadays. However, this is one of the last years of what they call the good Jaycos. From what I've been told, the years after this one, they changed plants or changed the way they were made or so, and well, they're a little bit more finicky. One of the things I liked about this here trailer is the fact there's no aluminum siding. The aluminum siding, of course, is that wavy tin that any little hail or anything, it'll dent, where this is like a hard wall fiberglass or composite plastic with kind of like sandwiched between the studs and then the insulation or so, and then the paneling on the inside. It would be interesting to tour a factory and, well, see how it's made. Looks like everything is good on the back end here. No broken tail lights or lenses or nothing. One of the projects I have on the go is the power cord. It likes to fall inside the trailer, or lately, or at least my last trip, because now I have it wired, it wants to rattle its way out of the trailer. So I thought possibility of maybe changing that out for an access door similar to that. I am pretty sure I still have one of those somewhere, because that was an expensive part to buy. If not, then I know the RV dealer, local one anyway, has one of these that I can change on out to, I don't know, maybe try to remedy the issue. When I put the trailer in here last fall, it had already snowed once or so, so the ground was a little soft, and looks like I chewed it up a little bit, and from it sitting, of course, naturally they want to sink into the ground a little bit. Got the propane tanks on it this year, and the battery already in place. That battery there is 4 years old now, so I'm not 100% sure how many years it has left. Most low-end vehicle batteries, by the time they hit 5 years, you're wanting to look to replace them. This one here, you know, it's constantly being charged, pulled out in the winter time, so we'll have to see. It took a charge this year. Now, providing it still holds a charge for the next few weeks, then I guess it's good enough for another season. Coming around this side here, pretty much the same story. No broken windows, no really obvious signs of damage. Now last spring, when I went to go on my epic holiday, I believe this tire here was low. And that tire there was fine. I could be wrong. Now this spring, this tire here seems to be low again, and that one there is completely flat. So I don't know if I hit a nail in my my travels, or if that's the one that was low and it just kind of finally, well, gave out, right? It's no really biggie anyway, because I'm guessing these tires are a minimum of 5 years old. There is a date code on them if I get down there and have a look. When you check out the spare, which I'm assuming is the original spare, there is a little bit of weather cracking on the spare. It was covered up until I got the trailer. And I'm not 100% sure what happened to the fancy blue Jayco spare tire cover, but it seems to have disappeared sometime between I bought the trailer and, well, last fall. I guess it is what it is. You could tell by the dirt mark on the bottom of the trailer that the spare tire cover was actually catching and holding garbage like mud and leaves and stuff. So maybe when I took it off to clean it, I didn't put it on tight all the way and it rattled its way off, or maybe somebody liked my Jayco tire cover and took it for themselves. So let's have a look on inside. Forgive the mess a bit. The trailer that is parked quite often gets used as storage. But you got your basic dinette here that I've converted into a bed. You know, your kitchen and stove and microwave, which is kind of a bonus for me anyway. And back in the corner is the bathroom and shower tub or so. You got your another larger single type bed here, plus a little quarter bunk or so up top. And you got the fridge here. And of course, the bonus that I like about this here trailer is the air conditioning. And well, one of the nice things, considering the age of the trailer, is everything does work. Up until last summer, it hadn't been pulled many kilometers, hadn't been pulled hard and fast on rough roads, because it was took up to a camp in the spring and brought home in the fall, and really didn't see a lot of kilometers. However, that changed once I got her. Has got ourselves a wonderful Jensen vintage CD player. The CD doesn't work, but it does pick up AM/FM radio. I would like to change that out someday, put a Bluetooth digital media kind of player in there and see what happens from there. Well, I can't 100% see the date code on these here tires, but as you can tell, there is some dry rot or cracking in them. They're ST 185/30D13. So, you know, I'm not sure if a guy can change these up to 15 inch or leave them at 13, because it's just the way it is. One of the things that I have on this here trailer that's a little odd is it's got an outside shower. I've seen some of the bigger units have this, but never a one this size. Maybe that's why it's called a sport, and you know, it's kind of meant to not necessarily shower per se, but to wash the mud off when you're out quadding or so. If it was me, I would have put it at the back of the trailer, around the bathroom area, because you'd think that's where the rest of the plumbing is, with the exception of the holding tank and the pump. But I don't know, they put it up here, which doesn't really cause any issues, but just kind of makes a person wonder. I noticed the vent is broken, or at least hanging crooked. That might be a sign of something that needs to be addressed. I guess as long as it's closed, it doesn't allow bugs or dirt in there, and given as much as I cook inside my trailer, it doesn't really matter. When you have a trailer that was manufactured in 2008 and has sat for a bit, been towed a little bit, been used as a bunkhouse kind of a thing, you're bound to have some minor imperfections, like I said, the vent and the plug-in, and a couple little scrapes and scuffs from the previous owner. But at the same time, it could be a lot worse when you see what is out there for used units. I ran into some that were only 4 years old that must have been used in a camp type of setting and for multiple people, and they were pretty rough, and they still wanted lot prices for it. So when my neighbor had this one for sale, he was retiring, I grabbed it because, well, why not? And it's been one of the better purchases. But there's a few things I want to do to her this season. Don't know if I'm going to get a chance to use it, but we kind of got to maintain her because it is what it is. The world is changing. We kind of got to change with it and take our precautions and live our life the way we choose to, because you never know what tomorrow holds. But this has been a bit of a spring kind of walkthrough and a look at a Jayco Jayfeather Sport 2008 model. And as always, thanks for watching. Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.